Hi, I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective. We're here at NAB Day 1 with Bill Roberts. Muscle memory wants me to say from Adobe, but Bill is now with Unity, and you are GM of Film and TV.
Correct, yes.
So why? What happened?
No, it was really running towards something I found really interesting. So, having been in the industry for a number of years, you see the changes that are coming, and I think we're at the cusp of something that's going to be really, really big. Most people, if you're on the show floor, think of interactive gaming way over here and linear storytelling way over here. Mm-hmm. And most of the things in the middle really haven't taken off. But I think when we look at what's coming for this industry with the advent of low-cost, pervasive, high-performance AR. So, I don't know who's going to do it first, probably an Apple or a Google. They'll come up with something that drives a consumer experience that is really compelling. And I think for a lot of people, it'll just be a different way to consume 2D linear narrative. But I think in that world, you've got a very different canvas to paint on. We've been painting on these flat canvases. Yeah. Now all of a sudden I'll have depth. I'll have not only, I could watch a TV screen while I'm here with you, but this tabletop becomes a canvas on which 3D things can happen. That could be data visualization in sports. It could be a little character from the upcoming show coming out with a little sign that's personalized that says, "Hey Randy, watch my show next." I think there's going to be so much experimentation that it'll feel much more like a continuum between games and linear narrative. So I think that part really excites me, just poking at the future and seeing what comes out. So technology enables people to do all the weird and wonderful things they've always done.
Now, do you think there'll be a learning curve for people in how they sort of engage that content?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's going to be, for every one successful experiment, there's going to be 9 failures, and there's a change. Like, this changes the way content is produced across the board. So there's new skills to be learned, new measurements to be taken. Like, it's going to be a sea change over time, but I think it's one that will feel very natural because it doesn't really displace content types. It actually allows us to see new and different things in a way that's less disruptive. So if you just look at advertising, overlay ads, pre-roll ads, post-roll ads, I love them, said nobody. Yeah. So I think, that's why I think marketing is going to be at the cutting edge of this. People will start to take this new canvas and try to do witty and intelligent things. I think for people who own brands, they'll find new ways to get their audiences to engage with their brands. So for me, it's the unknown that's kind of the fun part.
Yeah, well, so you're GM of Film and TV. So what's on your horizon? What are you working on now? Can you talk about?
Well, I can. So there's a couple things. So the first place this fits in really well is a full CG pipeline. So if you're trying to produce something and you want more control, because you think about the way a CG pipeline works today, everything is fundamentally a little bit separate. So you're building your models, rigging, structuring, texturing, all these things are separate. And then when you bring it all together, you render these frames, they take a long time to render, and if you don't like it, begin the whole process again.
Yeah.
So what this offers in the full CG pipeline is everything is together. So if you want to change lighting, you want to change layout, you actually want to change animation, you're doing all that in context. And if you look at the production challenges the industry is facing, as we now have Netflix and Amazon and soon Disney, everybody's producing more and more content. They want that mythical trifecta of better, faster, and cheaper. So people are willing to sort of challenge that part of the pipeline today to get to the benefits.
Well, having that pipeline where you can do it all at once also helps with creativity and telling the story. It doesn't sort of take you out and then you have to start again.
Absolutely. So you start to see the directors. Could we change this to magic hour? Yes. Oh, it's just done. That's an interesting part. Can we move that? Yes. So I think what happens is, this is an industry where time always forces people to leave some part of their creativity behind. I have no time, I can't make that any better. Yeah. So it's just manufacturing time that can be applied to either better stories or more content.
Very nice. And you guys actually were awarded an Emmy last night here at
NAB.
NAB.
Super exciting. So all the hard work happened before I got here, so I can't take any credit for it. But so happy for the team. It was working with Disney, and this is a great example. They have obviously the big hero franchise in film, but Baymax, the character, they wanted to see what could we do with that and experiment with this technology. So they generated a small number of web series called Baymax Dreams. So this is, what is Baymax Dream about? and it was all done in engine. So it's really exciting, and a lot of the things I just spoke about the emotional response to being able to change things quickly. It was really lovely being with the Disney team last night, and they're just like, oh my God, I love this. Working the other way just sucks. So yeah, we got a technical Emmy last night, so that was fantastic, and it was also lovely to see everybody else in the industry get their rewards last night too.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it's going to be. I'm looking forward to watching how it progresses and what filmmakers and creatives can do with these pipelines that you guys are helping create.
Absolutely, and I think it's so much is going to change. I think this is an industry that services screens, and those screens have migrated from our living room out onto our phones, and increasingly just walking around Vegas, you see all of the canvases that are there in terms of screens. And I think things that feed into this, we're also drowning in data. So the idea of data visualizations and seeing things in context, using screens to help us understand and be informed, that's one part of it, and be entertained. I think the 3D real-time push is going to be absolutely massive, and when AR really takes off, it'll be something that affects literally everyone in a way that we can't imagine today. I think that's going to be huge.
Right, and not just for entertainment, education, it ripples sort of throughout. So,
well, I think just if you take the example of data visualization, yeah, it could be something which looks at population trends on a global basis, which may not be a broad topic, but if you're watching an NFL game, so let's say you've got an AR headset and you've got your game and your produced stream is there, but they're thinking about putting in the next quarterback. Maybe you actually have a 3D visualization turntable of this guy with all of his stats relative to the other team.
Yeah.
So you're able to actually explore things in a way, because all the data is there. It's actually presenting in a way that's compelling and interesting and gives you the context that you're trying to take out of it. So that part gets me all jazzed up, because I think we're going to invent a whole bunch of new experiences. And there'll be some clunkers on the way, but the good stuff will stay.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Bill, thank you for stopping by and telling us about your new role and all the exciting things that Unity has going on. And I'll see you at the next one.
You got it. Thank you.
I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective. Thanks for tuning in.